So recently, the final chapter of Demon Slayer has been released, and I wanted to take this opportunity to talk a bit about the manga, or actually Demon Slayer in general. More precisely, I wanted to touch on the topic if Demon Slayer was overhyped. Now, since there are gonna be some spoilers in this video, I wanted to give my short answer right at the beginning. And my answer to was Demon Slayer manga overhyped is no. And is the Demon Slayer anime overhyped? Also no. Now, let me explain a bit. In this day and age where anime is extremely popular, every little series that gets more than average attention, or actually we should say as it gets attention from the normies, a lot of anime fanatics like to say that a certain series is overhyped. We especially seen that with My Hero Academia and especially with Demon Slayer after it ended. Now, I can definitely see why a series like Demon Slayer would get such mass popularity. First of all, a lot of influential people, like for example Ninja, tweeted about it and definitely boosted its popularity. But aside from that, Demon Slayer does have a formula that allows it to become as popular as it did. First of all, Demon Slayer is a Shonen Jump series, and most like those big top name series that are extremely popular worldwide outside Japan are definitely from Shonen Jump. Again, take My Hero Academia for example, or the big three with One Piece, Bleach and Naruto. Those are all popular across the world, with Dragon Ball as well. And I definitely think that's because Shonen Jump has that kind of a formula that's appealing to a lot of people, especially to anime fans. And Demon Slayer is no exception. It definitely has some of those Shonen Jump characteristics. I mean, it has teenagers fighting demons with swords and breaths. How more Shonen Jump can you get? But aside from that, Demon Slayer also does have an interesting power system, if you can call it like that. I mean, the system of using your breath to strengthen your body and using sword techniques to fight these demons does seem, well, actually is kind of unreal, but the characters in Demon Slayer don't seem like they're like full-on anime characters. They do seem just like humans that took their bodies to extremes, and that allows them to fight the demons. And again, mass popularity of the anime series that does actually lead to how popular the manga itself became. And then of course, after the anime series ended, a lot of people started saying, and then of course haters came in and people started saying it was overhyped, it wasn't as good as people make it out believe. And I actually strongly disagree with that, since I started reading manga as soon as, the Rui and Tanjiro fight, which was in episode 19, I believe, which after that episode aired, I mean, Twitter blew up. And as soon as I watched the episode, I went on the internet, read the rest of the manga in like a week or something, I don't know, and I thoroughly enjoyed the manga as well. Enough of rambling, now let's give some reasons why I think the Demon Slayer manga is not overrated. Oh, actually, why Demon Slayer anime and manga are not overrated. First of all, I think the manga does have an appealing art style. You have those beautiful images that make your eyes go, oh wow. Then you have those derpy images that serve a great comedic purpose, and I do think they are utilized quite well. So yeah, overall aesthetic, I think it's very appealing, very fun to watch or actually read, and extremely cool. But aside from that, the story itself is quite simple. It's about Tanjiro Kamado, who is trying to protect his little sister Nezuko, who turned into a demon, and trying to pretty much exterminate demons. Although the story is very simple and it's simply demon slayers versus demons, what makes it a way more compelling and complex are the characters. Every character that gets introduced at some point does get, well, actually most main characters that get introduced, they at the later arc or in the arc they are introduced get their backstory, and they get their huge depth that is present pretty much in every single one of them. And it goes the same for heroes and villains. Like some villains, for example Akaza, who is, I mean, the best villain in Demon Slayer, they have some really compelling backstories, and I honestly wish they kind of went to the good side and fight against Muzan like that, but I digress. So yeah, I mean, in itself, Demon Slayer is a great series. It has a simple story, compelling characters, great artwork, and the thing I love the most is huge world building. The world of Demon Slayer is not just surface level, it goes like hundreds and hundreds years in the past. I mean, the long history of both demons and Demon Slayer is explained and intertwined one into another, and at the end, it almost comes full circle. There's just one thing that I just don't really like. And that one thing that I really like, which honestly in my mind does brought it down, is the last fight and the last arc. Like, the last arc is pretty huge, again, It was pretty much the Demon Slayer versus the remaining Upper Moons, and it was great until the Upper Moon 1 fight. It finished, it was great. Then the Muzen fight began, and the Muzen fight in itself did have some great specific character moments, but overall the fight was very boring. It was just Muzen going around and flipping away and just being an octopus. But then after that came a great twist where it was revealed that Muzan actually turned Tanjiro into a demon, and Tanjiro conquered the sun pretty much immediately, and then it was like, oh, okay, so Tanjiro is the main protagonist, is the main antagonist. Like, wow, this is actually freaking awesome. And then turns out that he lasts for like 3.5 chapters and gets turned back to normal. Which I don't have a problem with Tanjiro beating the demon inside of him and turning back to normal, but I believe it should have been handled with a bit more depth. So yeah, until the very end, Demon Slayer was pretty great. In my mind, it was a 9 out of 10 series, but with that last arc and the last few chapters, we just kind of skipped forward. It brought me honestly down to 8 out of 10. But it doesn't mean it's overhyped, because again, the most of the series is great to read, it's really enjoyable, it's really compelling, it's really well thought through. Some people might disagree, but I again strongly disagree. I still really think that Demon Slayer was good and enjoyable. Now the anime on their side, I think it's even better than the manga. Why? Because it takes the already great concepts, characters and everything from the manga and just adds so much more. It adds a perfect soundtrack that fits the narrative perfectly. It has great animation, great direction, everything, just all the comedy moments, action moments, feels, they all hit so perfectly. Because yeah, that's why Demon Slayer anime for me is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece, because I think that it succeeds 100% at what it sets out to do, and for me that is a masterpiece. Now, of course, the anime just has one season, and I'm rating it as just one season. If other seasons that come out retain this huge level of quality, I will actually give it a 10 out of 10 as well. If the quality shambles in the later seasons, well, well, fuck. But yeah, I honestly do believe that Kimetsu no Yaiba and Demon Slayer, both manga and anime, were not overhyped while they were serializing. The manga kind of dropped the ball at the end, which honestly I think the manga is just that's the problem with the anime and manga industry, because these both the animators and the mangakas are just so overworked that I do believe that they should, if they feel overworked, they should take a break. I honestly wouldn't feel too bad. I honestly would rather get a perfect ending in like 2 years than get a meh ending like right now. The same thing actually happened with my favorite manga, Tokyo Ghoul, which was great while it was serializing, then at the end it was just rushed and has a meh and disappointing ending. But yeah, in the end, Demon Slayer manga was not overhyped. While it was serializing, I truly do believe it was great, though it has a sucky ending. Now, I don't know if Demon Slayer is gonna have a sequel. It would be cool if we got like a short spin-off, not like a full series, just a short spin-off, like just 10 chapters. It would be cool, honestly. But yeah, overall, I love Demon Slayer. Kind of sad that it ended, because honestly, it feels like it ended abruptly. If it was only a month more of serialization, I truly believe it would be much better and it would retain that high score. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. If you agree, please leave a like and subscribe. If you don't agree, don't be hateful, we all have different opinions. Like I said, for me, I've truly enjoyed it. I don't think Demon Slayer is overhyped, because it's generally, even if you watch it as objective as you can, it's still a great series, both anime and manga. But again, masterpieces are all subjective, art is subjective. We all have our different opinions. It's just important not to be too rude about expressing those opinions. So yeah, again, thank you for watching and see you in the next video.